Tens of thousands of children in the world's newest nation are on the brink of starvation. The war in southern Sudan has forced farmers from their land, closed supply routes and displaced almost 1 million people. The United Nations is now warning that without urgent help, as many as 50,000 children may die. Africa correspondent Martin Kadahi and producer Ding Ani Masuku travelled to rebel-held South Sudan for this report.
Just before dark, children play in the Akobo River. It may look idyllic, but this is a country at war with itself, and the biggest losers are children.
This brutal conflict has caused 4 million people to be food insecure, and 2.5 million of those, unfortunately, are children.
These people have been forced from their homes by fighting in neighbouring counties. They arrive in the heat of the midday sun and wait for rations. This man walked for a month to get here.
All our houses were demolished by heavy guns shooting. We don't know what is the cause of it.
So there's nothing left?
Nothing has been left.
Civil war in South Sudan flared up in December. It began as a row between rival politicians, but has descended into a tribal conflict between the two main ethnic groups. Thousands of people have been killed.
We are also appealing for a peaceful solution to the ongoing crisis. Our people have suffered so much for the last more than 21 years.
Akobo is a rebel-held part of South Sudan. County Commissioner Koang Rambang is well protected by bodyguards. That's because he's fiercely anti-government. Thank you so much, I appreciate you.
The government have cut off education services. The government have cut off health services, water services. All basic services are no longer here.
There are no seeds for planting crops. The small amount of food that makes it here comes from Ethiopia.
The prediction that UNICEF has just published is that if we don't act now and get the funding that's required, 50,000 children will die by the end of this year due to malnutrition.
The rundown hospital in Akobo is where the worst affected are. They are cared for by staff from the International Medical Corps.
We are only treating for severe wasting. We'll be able to count the ribs. You can see the ribs. This is an indication of severe wasting or marasmus.
7-year-old Res Reef was close to starving to death.
My child does not have any food to eat because there is no good food for him. I'm the only one who normally eats. I collect and eat grass in the nearby bushes.
About 85% of the children who arrive at the clinic survive, but many of them will return when once again their families run out of food. Is it frustrating when you see the same children come back?
Very frustrating. At the back of my mind, I always have this feeling that they may be back again because we treat them, they go back to communities and they have no food.
Every week, the charity Save the Children delivers emergency rations to some of the worst affected areas. They use the local waterways, past villages, pastoral settlements and wetlands along the border with Ethiopia. So we're heading further downstream on the Akobo River. It's probably going to take us about an hour to get to the town of Kir, and that's where there are a number of children that are already malnourished, and what we're going to do is deliver some much needed food to that village. When we arrive, local women are already waiting with their children for the aid. To determine who gets what, the children are examined. A bicep measurement is a quick way to tell if a child is getting enough to eat. In Kia, a staggering 1 in 3 children are malnourished.
This is the second time I've come here for my child to receive a supplement.
9.9.
This girl is just 7 kilograms and she should be 50% heavier.
I don't have a husband. I'm staying alone. I often think how there's no food for us.
We are giving high energetic food, and also we are giving the warming medicine. We are also giving vitamin A for children, for them to cover the whole treatment of severe cases.
The last 2 crops in this region have been killed by flooding. This year, the rains haven't come.
You've got children that have dropped out of school and they're foraging amongst the leaves, supplementing grass and leaves with any berries they can find just to get through a 24-hour period.
The UN estimates $1.8 billion in aid is needed to keep everyone alive. So far, just a third of that has been pledged.
For 58 Australian dollars, we can provide 3 months of supplementary feeding, highly nutritious, high-calorie paste, which will bring a child that's, on the verge of death to essentially be in a position where they can play and enjoy the life that they should be enjoying, rather than struggling due to hunger.
Martin Cudahy with that report. And if you'd like to contribute to the South Sudan appeal, the number's on your screen: 1800 76 0011.